students, welcome to this SST class. Dear students, in the today's session we are going to start the new lesson, that is lesson number 6, climate zones of the earth. Okay, in this session we are going to study about climate zones of the earth. So in this part, today first we will learn about the part weather and climate. Weather and climate. So first is weather. What is weather? It refers to the atmosphere conditions at a place for a short period. So here weather refers to the atmospheric conditions at a place for a short period. Now about the climate. Climate of a region is the atmospheric conditions experienced over a long period. This is the climate. Okay, here weather refers to the atmospheric conditions at a place for a short period, or it changes from the climate, means how just we feel in the morning time, we feel very cold. After 10 o'clock, means in the noon session, we feel hot, and again in the evening, again the weather is changing, means we feel again cool or cold. So weather refers to the atmospheric conditions at a place for a very short period, or it changes from hour to hour. Okay, so this is the weather. About the climate, climate of a region is the atmospheric condition experienced over a long period. It means the climate of a region is the atmospheric conditions facing over a long period. Okay, so this is about the weather and climate. Here weather is temporary. Weather is not permanent because it changes from hour to hour. Within a short time the weather is going to change. So weather is not temporary. Weather is temporary and it changes often. But climate remains stable for a long period. Here climate weather is within a short time or within a short period it is changing oftenly. But climate remains stable for a very long period. Moreover, weather prevails over a small area like a city or small town or a village. Okay, weather prevails it prevails over a small area like a city or village or town. But climate prevails over a large area like a country, complete one country. Is it? It prevails over a large area. And weather prevails a short area or short areas like a city or a place or a village. But climate prevails for a large area like a country. So this is about the weather and climate. But here both weather and climate Weather and climate are closely interrelated, and weather is a part of climate. Here, climate and weather are closely interrelated, and weather is a part of climate. Several factors determine the daily weather of a place. Here, several factors are determine the daily weather of a place. Some of these factors are temperature, air pressure, wind, humidity, precipitation, sunshine, and cloud cover. These are the some factors. These are some factors. They determine the daily weather of a place. These are temperature, air pressure, wind, humidity, precipitation, sunshine, and cloud cover. These are the factors determine the weather of the place. Okay, these are the some factors. They are temperature, air pressure, wind, humidity, precipitation, sunshine, and cloud cover. Are the factors. They determine the weather of the place. So these are recorded daily to forecast the weather of the place. These all factors are recorded daily to forecast the weather of the place. And the climate of an area is determined on the basis of the weather condition of that area for a long period of time. Here, this is about the weather, and the climate of an area determined on the basis of weather conditions. Okay, the climate of the area is determined basis of the weather condition of that area for a long period of time. Changes in climate changes the seasons of a place. Changes of the climate changes the seasons. So we experience in India, we experience main 5 seasons. They are summer, winter, monsoon, spring, and autumn. The climate, see how the climate of an area determined on the basis of the weather condition of that area for a long period of time. Changes in the climate changes the season in a place. And in India, we experience main 5 seasons. They are summer, winter, monsoon, spring, and autumn season. Okay, in India we face main 5 seasons. They are summer, winter, monsoon, spring, and autumn are the seasons of India. So this is about the weather and climate. Okay. Now we will learn about factors affecting the climate. How these factors affecting the climate. There are different factors affecting the climate of a place. So there are many different factors are there. They are affecting the climate of the place. Here temperature and latitude. First of all, temperature and latitude. Temperature is one of the prime determinants of the climate. Temperature depends on the heat received from the sun. Here temperature is one of the main factor that determines the climate. So temperature depends on the heat received by the sunlight. First of all, it is temperature is depend on the heat received from the sun. The more exposed on an area is to the rays of the sun, the higher is its temperature, and vice versa. Here, the more exposed an area is to the rays of the sun, and the higher as its temperature, and it is vice versa. Equatorial regions experience extreme climate. How it is? Equatorial regions experience extreme climate. It is because these regions receive direct rays of the sun. Here, equator region experience extreme climate. Why it is? Because in this region, these areas receive direct rays of the sun. These rays are intense, so we feel very hot and sweaty in this region, because in this region they receive the direct sun rays, direct heat of the sun rays. So in that area, that side people feel very hot and sweaty. Okay, in this region. When we move away from the equator, in the equator it is very sweaty and hot region, because it receives that equator area receives the direct heat of the or direct sun rays. So in that area we feel very hot and we will always sweaty. But when we move away from the equator, the climate becomes moderate. When we move away from the equator, the climate becomes moderate. It is cold at the poles. It is means on the north pole and the south pole. So it is very cold at the poles. This is because the places located in this belt receive oblique rays of the sun and are spread out over a large area. So it is less hot in this region. Okay, when we move away from the equator, the climate becomes moderate. Why? It is cold at the poles. This is because the poles located in this belt receive oblique rays of the sun and are spread out over a larger area. So it is less hot in this region. Understand? So next is prevailing winds. So this is about the temperature and latitude. Now we will learn about prevailing winds. Here the temperature prevalent in a place governs the flow of winds. Winds blows from a cool place to a hot place. Here the winds blow from a cool place to the hot place. Dear students, you know, winds can also take a devastating from like a tornado, hurricane and or a cyclone. So this is about prevailing winds. Now about the sea breeze and land breeze. Now we are learning the next point, that is sea breeze and land breeze. Okay, so during the daytime, land becomes hotter as compared to the sea. During the daytime, land is hotter when you are comparing to the sea area. This causes the wind above the land to become warm. So, whenever during the daytime, always land becomes hotter as compared to the sea, and here this causes the wind above the land to become warm. Because of heat, the wind become hotter. Is it? Or warm? Since the sea is cooler than land during daytime. So, see, daytime the land is becoming hotter becoming cooler during the daytime. The wind above the sea is also cooler because in the daytime land is hotter than compared to the sea and the wind is also hotter here. Is it? And when the sea is cooler during the daytime, here vice versa is happening. Just see, the land is hotter and during the daytime and the sea is cooler during the daytime. And also the wind above the sea is also cooler. Okay, the warm wind above the land rises high in the air because it is light in weight. Here see, warm wind above the land rises high in the air because it is light in weight. And this makes room for a cold air which gushes from the sea. This is known as sea breeze. This is known as sea breeze. It carries moisture which makes the land cool. Okay, this is about the sea breeze. Now during night time, land cools quicker than the sea. During the night time, land becomes cool as compared to the sea, and so the air above it also cools down and it becomes dense. See, we are talking about the night time. So here land breeze is happening. So during the night, land cools quicker than the sea. So the air above the air cools down and becomes dense. As a result, a high pressure is formed. This causes the winds to blow outward towards the sea. This is known as land breeze. Okay, so we experience sea breeze in the daytime and land breeze in the evenings in coastal region. We experience sea breeze in the daytime and land breeze in the evenings in the coastal region. So this is about the sea breeze and land breeze. After this, we are learning about the moisture. Okay, here moisture causes humidity and makes a place cooler. Humidity or moisture causes humidity and makes a place cooler. The closer a place is to the sea, the more cool and humid it is, and vice versa. Humidity affects the climate of a place as it causes rainfall. In cold areas, humidity causes snowfall. The humidity of a place depends on factors such as distance of the place, the sea, from the sea and the direction of winds. As a result, coastal areas are more humid than areas which are far from the sea. Okay, this is about the moisture. Here moisture causes humidity and makes a place cooler. The closer a place is to the sea, the more cool and humid it is, and vice versa. Humidity affects the climate of a place as it causes rainfall. Humidity causes snowfall. Okay, in the cold areas, humidity causes snowfall. The humidity of a place depends on factors such as distance of the place from the sea and direction of the winds. As a result, coastal areas are more humid than areas which are far from the sea. Okay, dear students, so till here today my explanation is completed. So in the next part again I will continue the part altitude. Okay, till here I will stop. And dear students, in the coming days we are facing the exams, so you have to give more concentration on learning and reading. Okay, till here stop. Again in the next class we will meet. Thank you.